Here on Indie Style, we'll feature successful entrepreneurs from across the globe who are making incredible strides in their industry. You may not know their names yet, but you soon will. I'm Leah Devon, and this is Indie Style. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Indie Style. I am your host, Leah Devon. We have a super exciting show planned for you today. I tell you, my producer, Mackie, was like, yes, I'm so excited. I can't wait to learn about our guest. His name is Earle Holder. Earle is a Grammy judge. He is the CEO and owner of Headquarters Mastering Studios, which is a world-renowned mastering facility right in Atlanta, Georgia. With over 30 years of experience in the music industry, Earle has established himself as a highly sought-after mastering engineer, working with top artists and record labels from around the globe. I tell you, we're about to get into it. I am super excited, and I cannot wait for you to meet Mr. Earle Holder.
Hi, Levon. How are you?
Hello. How are you today?
No complaints. Life is good.
No complaints. I know. That was like a fabulous bio. I was like, world-renowned.
Well,
Grammy.
You did it. You did it.
No. I tell you. So, Earle, welcome to Indie Style. So, we have never had a mastering engineer on our show before. So, we're excited to kind of learn about your industry, and you're incredibly successful. So, hopefully, you'll be able to impart some knowledge on those who are wanting to kind of do what you are doing. So tell me a little bit about your background and, your journey into the audio mastering engineer world. How did you get started?
Well, to give you a little short synopsis here, I've been in the audio industry for over 3 decades now, starting as a recording and mixing engineer before transitioning into mastering. But my passion for music and technology led me to explore the art of mastering, and I've been fortunate enough to work with a wide range of artists from various genres worldwide.
Mm-hmm. So that's pretty impressive.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let me ask you this. So you've been doing this for 30 years. So tell me some memorable experience or, projects that you've worked on throughout your career.
Well, I could tell you one. A recent project I had, which was pretty exciting.
Okay.
So one more memorable experience was working with the New Edition show recently when they performed in Times Square, New York. I don't know if you remember the Dick Clark special that comes on every year. Well, I was called 24 hours before they were supposed to perform. And they asked me if I could master their show, which is what I did. It was a fantastic opportunity to collaborate with incredibly talented artists and producers from my time, actually. I've also worked on the show Power, as well as Yanni and T.I. Another highlight was my role as a mastering engineer for Public Enemy for the last 20 years.
That's, okay, wait. So, first of all, that New Edition New Year's Eve special was amazing. I mean, they're timeless. First of all, and to get to work with them, I mean, I like that they're coming back around. A lot of our artists from, the 90s, early 2000, that really were on the scene doing really good music are now coming back around, and their music is just, everybody's embracing it. Even the younger generation that's never heard their music before. So I bet that was quite exciting for you to get to work with them. I'm
and you're right. I think it is coming back because people want more than just beats, they want melodies also. And there's a certain type of rhythm that's missing in a lot of today's music. Because I hear it quite a bit, but it's amazing that style of music is more so now overseas than it is here. It's amazing because I work with a lot of people overseas.
Right. So let's kind of talk a little bit more about exactly what a mastering engineer. Tell everybody what you do. What does a mastering engineer do to recorded works?
Sure.
What do you do?
Okay. So let's understand the real purpose of mastering. outside of just making something sound cohesive, so so that when you hear it on your radio or in the club and so on and so forth, it sounds good, right? The real reason that songs were mastered was to attenuate peaks, and I'll explain that, right? So if you have a band playing and somebody hits a snare drum really hard, or somebody plays the bass guitar and they hit something really hard, that is very capable of destroying a speaker. That peak, that sudden sharp sound can destroy a speaker. So what mastering does is attenuate or bring down those peaks by using a compressor and bringing up the low volume areas, but not fully bringing it up, right? Making it so that it still has a dynamic content. It's still dynamic. The limiter is what stops it from past zero, which would destroy the music and create distortion.
Okay. So you kind of, sometimes I'm always like, okay, talk to me like I'm a newbie. I mean, and I understand, like I'm five. Talk to me like I'm five. If I'm coming to you.
Here we go. You ready? You ready for this? Okay, let's go back to recording. Let's say recording, right? A recording engineer, just make it comparable to making a cake, right? A recording engineer is somebody that grabs all the ingredients to make a cake: eggs, flour, sugar, and so on and so forth, right? That's the recording. The mixing is somebody throwing it in a bowl and mixing it up so you can't tell the difference, right? That's the mixing engineer. So it's balanced.
Look at the smile.
The mastering engineer now takes that bowl that's cohesive and puts it in the oven, and it comes out with a nice top. It's very blended. It tastes very well, right? That's what mastering it is. It puts the cherry on top. It makes everything, for lack of a better word, more palatable to the ear. Everything is balanced and smooth, because our ears don't like a lot of peaks and loudness and softness and loudness. It wants it smooth all the way across. That's how we like to hear things, what they call kind of like the Fletcher-Munson curve.
Okay, that was such a great explanation. First of all, because you use sweets to do it, and I love sweets. And that literally, I was like,
well, that's the easiest way to understand it.
No, like literally, it's like, okay, he's using, okay, go. I mean, you caught my attention, first of all, but literally, I don't know if you were to write a book of some sort and literally put that example as to what that is, everybody would have an aha moment. That was perfectly explained. Literally, if you were sitting in front of a group of 5-year-olds, even though, of course, you were very articulate in explaining, they would understand. That was perfection.
Well, thank you. You're quite welcome.
You're welcome. So now that we understand what it is that you do, so like what sets your approach in mastering? What sets you apart from other engineers that are in your field?
Okay, so let me explain, right? So my approach, it focuses on preserving the artistic intent of the original mix while enhancing its overall sonic quality. Okay. Now let me put that in another thing, right? Take a woman's face, right? And she puts on just a little bit of makeup. It enhances her beauty, right? She doesn't put so much on that it changes her look. If she does that, somebody's not going to be satisfied, most likely herself, right? If somebody's putting the makeup on her. It's the same thing with the producer. If they give me music to master and I completely throw all kinds of effects and things like that my way on it, they're not going to be happy. So what I have to do is just enhance the sonic quality of what I've already received. In other words, I prioritize the transparent communications with the artist and producers to ensure the final master meets their expectations, so they don't have a weird moment. I want them to have a aha moment. Well, he brought everything out. There's a certain amount of clarity that they didn't hear before, and that's what makes them happy. So you put your sonic signature on there, but you clear it up. You cleaned it up.
Wow. No, that makes a lot of sense. And that's true, because I guess if you walk into a recording studio to hear your music and you're like, wow, wait, is that mine? Yeah. Wait. It's been so distorted and so, I don't know, over reverbed or whatever, as you said, mixed, that the artist is like, wait, is that mine? So I understand what you're saying, because of course I've heard your beautiful work, and it does. It just, it brings out.
I got a chance to do your album. You remember, years ago?
I do. And you just like, You were like the bomb back then, but there's just so much that I'm excited and so proud and excited for all that you're doing. And I can't wait to jump in even, a little bit more. But so anyway, we talked about your company headquarters, and you recently introduced the headquarters AI online mastering system. You're just very fancy now. Tell everybody what that is, and how does that work?
Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna give you a high level, and then I'll explain it in a second, another way, right? Okay. So the headquarters AI online mastering system is an advanced AI-driven tool, and it's designed to provide professional mastering service to a broader audience, right? So it analyzes and processes the audio files based on industry best practices, delivering high-quality masters efficiently, but more importantly, cost effectively. And I'll explain that. Okay. I've gotten calls from Africa. So we're not giving my regular rates for analog mastering, professional mastering. Sometimes it's too much. So I hired a development team, and I had 7 meetings with Adobe Corporation to come up with something that I can provide to the public with the almost the same level of professionalism, but for much more reduced price. The AI that I charge is only $15. That's it. $15.
Wow. Okay. So basically, you're still giving top-notch service, and you're doing it at an affordable price. Just kind of like never mind. Go ahead. I'm going to ask you, you know where I'm going with this, right? So like if someone were to just in general go to a mastering studio, what is the average cost to master a track?
Well, okay, like take mine for instance. The average is $75 for indie artists, and I charge between $100 and $150 per song for an artist that's with a label. Okay, so you take an album of 10 songs, that's $1,500, right? A lot of people can't afford that. They may just want to have a one-off to take to the club or to send to a radio station, right? It's much easier spending $150 using AI and the components that we're using than $1,500. And then if they get a record deal and they want to do professional high-end mastering, well, then they have a budget from the record label.
Okay. So as you guys are listening, you've worked with everybody from the indie artists to the majors. And if the majors are coming to you, and they've got the budget, and of course they're very particular about who masters. I mean, because like you said, I understand the importance of mastering before your, recordings go on TV or onto radio. You really have to have a mastered product, because oftentimes,
you do.
Right, because radio stations are not going to play your music if it's not mastered. Am I correct?
100% correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
So if they're coming to you and they've sought you out, then that means that you are, as I like to say, the very top of your industry, that they're coming to you. And I think that I like when you said, it's not an all or nothing situation where you're telling people, well, you have to do 3 of them or you have to do 5 of them. I like that you're really genuinely just really servicing people what they can afford to do. So that's your good character.
That's right. That's exactly what I'm doing. You've just nailed it. I'm trying to make a service that's available to everybody, regardless of their income range. I want to make it available and give them a quality product. And I added additional components to Adobe's coding to take it to a whole nother level. This AI mastering sounds absolutely fantastic. But let's look at something. Look, we've gone from tape back in the day to analog tube-based diodes and transistors, doors with plugins. So the next evolution is AI. And I've been creating pieces for companies in Italy and Germany for them, just for the heck of it, for their software.
I get the second part, the first part, because I'm not a techie, but what you're basically saying is, say it again, like in layman's terms.
Oh, okay, sure. So people use like SoundForge or Pro Tools or Logic Pro and the DAW, digital analog workstations, right? Where they load their music up on their little laptop or desktop, and then they open up plugins And this is a mastering plugin, and this, if you want to have it bassy, do this. If you want to have it trebly, do this, and so on and so forth.
Right.
Well, I've created presets, like for T-Rax, I created all their presets for T-Rax, right? For acoustical audio in Italy, they asked me to produce AI presets for their equalizers, so that it just, when somebody sits in front of the computer, it's almost as though I'm there. When they click on my name, it chooses what I would choose, because I've given them 3 gigs of settings based on the type of music. This is where we're going. There's a natural evolution for AI.
Mikey, this, I know. Mikey's going, what? Who? What? This is, that's insane.
Yes, but see, there's a natural evolution to this, and as a result, there's going to be resistance. You remember in 2003, we created Hobble, right? And that software went around the world and was being sold in 116 countries. And I became the Jason Blair of the internet until Sound on Sound did a write-up, a review, an EQ magazine, and said it was the best software of the year. And it went around the world. So you can't deny technology. I don't care what you say. You have to just step your game up.
Well, it seems like you have done that. And again, like I said, I appreciate that you're explaining it and really breaking it down, because, if there are, because I mean, once you start talking about Pro Tools and Logic, I mean, I know what those are, but I like the way that you explain it. And the fact that, like, you can press a button and Earl's there with you, like, what? Who? Huh?
Yes.
It's crazy.
That's exactly what's happening.
That is amazing. You are just like, I can't. Are you guys listening to this? This is amazing. And he's in Atlanta. No, it's very, like I said, I'm always so excited when we get to do shows that we get to introduce the world, because we're global, to people like you who may not know who headquarters is right now, but you are global with what you're doing. And so that's what I get so excited about, that we have this platform to share, because that is insane to me. And FYI, just backing it up, that Dick Clark New Year's Eve performance they did was so good. It was all over Instagram.
Yes.
Everybody's like, did you see New Edition? Did you see New Edition? I was like, oh my gosh, yes. Okay.
Yes, it was
so
great.
Let me ask you that. So, like, have you, like, encountered any challenges in, like, developing your headquarters AI system? And if you did, like, how did you troubleshoot them?
Well,
or overcome?
Sure. Okay, so let me just sum that up for you in a way, right? So developing the headquarters AI, it was a complex process, and it involved extensive research, coding, and testing. So we faced challenges in fine-tuning the AI algorithms to accurately analyze and process audio files, right? So by collaborating with Dolby, which I had 7 meetings with, and incorporating their insights, we're able to overcome these obstacles and create a powerful tool. You see, approaching this major corporation, because everybody's heard of Dolby coming up. Dolby was in all the sound equipment, right? But I know that they're an excellent sound company that comes up with great algorithms. So we took those algorithms that they have, and I hired a development team. Well, they were in Netherlands, Australia, Florida, and actually Alpharetta. So it was 6 of them, along with my friend Jared Sutherland in Australia. His family actually owns part of the Fiji Islands, just to tell you, right? So came together with them, and I said, this is what I want to do. I want to create this program, this AI program. I know there's 2 other companies out, but I want to be better. I want the newest of the newest when it comes to algorithms. And we hammered it out, and we did it. When I tested it on hundreds of songs, I couldn't believe it. I told Marilyn, my wife, right? I said, this sounds,
Marilyn.
Yeah, she's in the bedroom in the back. But it sounded like I was using $50,000 worth of equipment downstairs to do it. It sounded almost the same. I was mind blown. I was awestruck. I said, this sounds perfect.
So when you say we, and I know that you are the brain behind operation, because you are just really passionate about what you do. I can tell that you have learned your craft to the T. Who else helps you, like, with your company, or do you
Sure,
Are you a
sure.
solo man?
So, okay, so here's what happened. This is since we have AI. Now, Chef Diesel is our mixing engineer, and then our recording engineer is Steve Wade, right? So we have 3 separate facilities for handling that. Now, as far as the AI, well, let me explain that, right? The team behind Headquarters AI includes talented software developers and dedicated project managers and a website designer to provide the aesthetics, that look, right? So each team member played a crucial role in refining the algorithm, user experience, and overall system performance. So that company that I used, the development company, was named Sigma Solve. That's one of the largest software companies out, right? And of course, like Jared, the website designer, he's been with me for the last 17 years. Chef, the mixing engineer, has been with me for almost 20 years. You see,
so they've been rolling with you for that long. Okay.
These
so
are
your
great,
team,
great.
I like this because oftentimes you hear when people start a passion project, you know, or, you know, they're like, I'm going to do this. Oftentimes as they navigate through their career, they make changes and, you know, it happens. But it sounds like you've had this team of people that have kind of understood your purpose of what it is that you want to do. And as you've navigated your industry and have achieved this incredible success, that you guys have kind of been doing this together. You've kind of stayed cohesive, and that's pretty awesome.
Because we're a family. And Sigma Solve is now a family, right? I've taken them in and I said this, okay, I need you guys' support from here forever to infinity, right? So we moved everything from Digital Pacific in Australia. I had it on the servers there, my AI, and we moved it to the Amazon Web Service for speed, right? So it could hold 6 terabytes worth of files, which we retain on the service for 24 hours. So they go in, they choose their genre, their loudness. As it's uploading the file, it's adding the dynamic content, equalizing the file, adding the limiting, the stereo imaging, the whole 9 yards. And they get to hear before and after, before they even decide they want it, before they decide to pay it. If they buy it, they download it immediately, and it sends them an email that they can, with a link on it, they can download the song again for up to 24 hours. I mean, the system is flawless.
Well, I bet it is. I know what you do, and I've always known what you do, but to the extent of what you do, that I did not know. Did you get that little ditty?
Yes. I mean, it's been somewhat of an uphill battle, because there are challenges when you're developing new software, as what happened 20 years ago when we had Hobble, right? Because I'm gonna tell you what the biggest challenge is. The biggest challenge, and I will say this to people out there: when you have a dream, go for it, because you're always going to have what they call haters, right? You're going to always have people that are going to negatively approach what you say, what you're trying to do. You have to learn to ignore that and just move forward, because it will stifle you if you let it get to you.
That's really, really good advice. That was one of the questions I was going to. Great advice. Yeah. I think that's great. Are you guys listening out there? That's wonderful advice. I think that oftentimes people, I don't think any business or any endeavor or brand, just smooth sailing.
Never.
Perfect.
Never. Nobody ever, hear me out. Nobody ever fell on top of a mountain. They had to climb it.
I would slap you if I was right there. You were just like dishing them out. Mikey and I are like taking notes. That's awesome. No, that's great advice. So I'm going to ask Mikey to pull up one of your video clips of you in the studio, kind of being the mastermind of the mastering engineer. So we're going to
initiation. Welcome to the Smack Fest, the beat down. The SWAT team is here on another beautiful day of shutting the week down. We're going for kills, not here for the thrills. Man, after this match, I'm talking about they may have to shut the beach down. Today, consider us your very strict parents, and you have disobeyed us. About to give you a reason to hate us. We gon' play true and false, you be the false. Because on this side of the fence, be a team full of true players. And me, I be the top swatter. The sun is out, the heat is on, and I'm only gon' make it hotter. Hope you got a lot of water in your squirt bottles. It help wash down all the sand that we about to make it swallow. Or better do a dance and hope it starts pouring down. Rain may be the only thing to save you a lot of pain. The team's already intimidated, about to be eliminated, slapped to the curb. Yeah, you about to get served. An ass strike, delivering spikes, and deadly force behind the jump serve. You know you about to get served. Like you know what you're up against, stressing. Can already see how it's working your nerves. Yeah, you straight aggression.
Who's that?
Now it's dancing, and you know I can't dance. I was like, yes, what? Okay, so
Yes, you can. Stop that.
when I was actually doing my shows back in the day, opening for like Lord Backstreet and all those whatever,
Yes.
and I had little dancers behind me. They were like, "Okay, we got to do it again." Leah messed up. It was just a hot mess. Like it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then wait, and they just realized they just needed to dance around me.
Yeah. Oh my God. I got 2 left feet also.
Just dance around her. Thank God my husband and child can dance. Okay. So any projects that are coming up that you're excited about?
Well, so let me see. What's this guy? Okay, so like we're currently working on a collaboration with a renowned producer, which I'm very excited about. And we're also exploring new partnerships and opportunities to like expand our reach of Headquarters AI and help more artists achieve professional signing masters. But I've been working with Josh Harris, right, out of Laguna, California. Just about all of the reggae artists you hear in the Caribbean, I'm doing all the mastering now.
Aren't you
That's
awesome?
the producer that I'm working with, Josh Harris.
Hey, Josh.
Oh, yeah. So
Hey,
I just like all the top folks that in the Caribbean, I've been doing all their music.
That is wonderful. That's exciting. So let me ask you, can you share any tips or techniques for independent artists looking to get like the best sound at their master?
Absolutely. So here we go. So I would say, all right, so my top tips for independent artists, if they're listening, truly listening, would be to focus on achieving a well-balanced and dynamic, keyword dynamic mix, reference their tracks against professionally mastered music in a similar genre, right? And always trust their ears when evaluating the final sound. In other words, learn your speakers, because there's a lot of misinformation out there on the internet. And you've got to learn to trust your instincts. When something you believe sounds good, trust that it sounds good. Test it on some systems, right? Read everything that you can get your hands on. It's one thing having a craft, but you need to absorb everything that you can about a craft. You need to absorb everything. You need to live it and breathe it, just like a child would when they go after something with that kind of energy. This is not, I tell some cats, this is not part-time. This is full-time. Learning a craft is a lifetime. And I'm not saying that you're good after a certain amount of time, because I'm learning every day. I'm constantly educating myself every day. It doesn't stop. You have to remain a student in order to get better. You cannot, there's no stopping point here. You know, hey, I've arrived. It doesn't happen like that.
This was a really, really informative. This was a really great way to kick off our new episode. So thank you for being my first guest, because I know I've been trying to get you on the show and you're always like, not here. I'm like, where are you at? Where are you at? Oh, Italy. Oh, where? Africa, Asia. Where are you at, Earle? Come be on my show, Earle. Come inspire independent folks, Earle. Thank you. This was really good. I mean, I love this. Mikey's loving it. Everybody's loving it. Where can we find you on social media if people want to get in touch with you, which I'm sure they're going to want to do?
Yeah, they could just Earle Holder, Earle, E-A-R-L-E. Remember, I was born in London, England, so we spell it with an E at the end. Earle, E-A-R-L-E, Holder. They could just, that's it right there. Oh, Mikey, she did it right. And on Facebook is the same thing. Mikey's the bomb. Mikey, send me a friend request on Facebook or Instagram, please. I like her. She's a cook.
She said I will. I know. She's my person. She's my.
No, she's CIA. She's got all my
Yeah.
information. I have to be her friend.
No, I'm serious. She'll like it. She'll be like, Leah, did you know? Well, I already have it. I'm like, how did you? I'm confused. Anyway.
May I say one last thing, right? One last thing. Ask me about
Yes.
tips, right? One thing that's more important than just knowledge about a particular craft is your reputation. It precedes you. It truly does. If you're great at your craft, but you got a lousy reputation, that equals zero. You have to focus. You have to have a reputation. You have to be well known as being a good person, a good-hearted person. It's no other way around that.
It's so important to be kind. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Whether you start in one place and you end up in that place where you feel you've made it, it's just so important to be kind to people. I think that's a great thing that will get you where you need to go, and just staying humble. And I always say, teach your children to be kind so that they will be kind adults. So anyway, thank you so much for your time today. I have learned a lot, and I thought I knew a little. I now know more.
We're all learning daily.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So you guys, I hope that you will definitely reach out to Earle. He is the best of the best, and he will take care of you. And again, continued success in all that you do. And I am super excited for you and all that is yet to come. It's going to be good. It's just going to get better and better.
Thanks for the interview.
You're so welcome. All right. Well, thanks.
All right. And thank you, Mikey.
Oh my gosh. Wasn't that good, you guys? He is wonderful. Like knocked over my pillow. But anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed meeting the wonderful Earle Holder. And until next time, I am Leah Devon. You be well.